Stay with me here for a second. Close your eyes. When you think of rural America, what images come to mind? When you hear the pilot's voice over the intercom, who do you expect to hear, a man or a woman? Your brain surgeon, do you assume it's a man? These are biases, and we all have them in some shape or form. Where do they come from, and how do we tackle them?
And it basically acknowledges the cultural and developmental realities for people where they internalize things that lends itself to them having preference or disdain for certain people, places, or things.
And we all have them. Is it something you grow up with or passed down to you?
Yes, but we acknowledge it when we talk about babies. They see a certain pattern in a face. If there's a shape of a person that looks like their mom or their primary caregiver, they are more likely to gravitate towards that face or that shape. And that's a preference, that's a bias, and that's normal. When they are mean as they get older, if someone doesn't look like mom, right, or doesn't look like their caregiver, that lends itself to them being corrected because of that bias.
Is it bad?
It can be. And the problem with discussing is that most folks see it as bad and or we highlight the negative as it relates to implicit bias. It goes far beyond race and policing. On the Harvard University work, they acknowledge bias as relates to preference and politically in terms of your political preferences, bias as relates to LGBTQ, bias as it relates to your religious affiliation, educational opportunity, all sorts of things. And when we look at how varied we are in terms of the world we live in, we have to tackle all these different things. There's bias that surmounts in every facet of our existence.
Just the tip of the iceberg. We're going to continue the conversation surrounding bias on Monday night with Dr. Bryant Marks, an expert on race and equity. Hidden bias of good people. It's going to help you learn steps that you can take to address your own biases and actually how to handle the biases of other folks. It airs Monday night at 7 o'clock right here on WMAR.